Welcome. Thanks for joining us for this bedtime yoga practice. I'm Heather, and I'm very pleased to be able to offer you a practice you can do at the end of the day. You can use this practice anytime. If you find the need to release a lot of stress or tension, um, of course, you can use this any time of day. You're going to start in a standing position. And if you'd like to start with a little bit of movement or rocking back and forth through your feet, so you can lift your heels up, roll towards your heels, lift your toes, and just continue waking up the feet for the next few moments. We'll loosen them up. So if you want to also start to roll a little bit to the outer edges of your feet and then towards the insides. Definitely at the end of the day, we can feel more constriction in the ankles and feet. So you might notice a little bit more pressure. We're just gonna move a little bit more to help release any of that pressure, tightness, or even some swelling that happens. We can use the wall for support or a chair if you need to. And we're gonna roll through the ankle. Okay, and then we'll switch to, we'll do the other side. If you're close to a surface and you need to use that for balance, feel free. Okay, and rolling through the other ankle and foot. This can really help loosen your body up after you're sitting for a little bit today. Or if we're gonna bend and straighten the legs. Let's do that with an inhale. I'm going to show you from the side what this looks like. We're going to bend the knees. And on the exhale, plant the feet and straighten. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll do that 2 more times. Okay. All right, this time we're going to come into the same position, hands above the knees, and we're going to roll through the knees. So making some nice slow, starting with smaller circles, gradually maybe widening out a little bit. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. And rolling through your legs. All right, coming back to center. Back to your feet, up and down. And again, if you want to use support for the next one, we're going to lift one foot again, this time to add a bit of movement right at the hips. So rotating your leg just a few times, feeling that movement right at your hip joint, going in the opposite direction. And we'll switch, we'll do the other side. Switching directions there. Good. And coming back to center, we're going to roll through the hips. And moving slowly, moving in the opposite direction. Even though a lot of the postures we do in this class, they're going to be very gentle, it's still good. It's always a good idea to do a bit of warm-ups, movements, some joint rotations, especially as the weather turns colder. Okay, this time we're going to inhale, pull the elbows back. Exhale, start to come forward in a half forward bend. Okay, you can keep your knees slightly bent. You can bend to stand back up. Inhale, elbows back. Exhale, coming forward halfway. So it's nice to place your hands on your hips or your pelvis so you can keep mindful of the positioning of your pelvis, especially as you pull your elbows back a little bit. You don't want to constrict the lower back. You want this to come from the lift in the heart and coming forward. We're hinging right from the hip joints. Okay, we'll do that. Again, elbows can come back. This time you can even pull your arms back a little bit more. And exhale, release. If you'd like to, this time come all the way down, hanging here. Releasing, you can bend your knees. You can add a bit of a sway. You can rock your hips from side to side, helping to loosen up your lower back. Bend one knee and move your hips to that side, bend the other knee. And then come back to center and let the arms sway a bit from side to side. And then we're gonna make our way all the way back up, but very slowly, planting your feet, bending your knees, rolling through your spine. And as you do that, coming up, we're gonna roll through the shoulders. And take a breath in, lifting up, breath out to release back down. Okay, or just keep breathing here. We're gonna move in the opposite direction. Start to slow down your breath, releasing with a longer exhalation. And then we'll let go of that. We're just going to swing our arms a little bit, loosening up right through the shoulders. And especially, this is a wonderful movement to release a lot of tension at the tops of the shoulders and the upper back. Keep breathing here. And then we're going to roll the opposite way. So just swinging the arms a few times, side to side. Helping to release any tension in the back. This is an excellent one to loosen up all those muscles through the whole back. And we'll slowly come back to center. Releasing that. We're going to start to rotate at the head, rolling from side to side. So I'm just doing a half circle for now. And as you roll your head to one side, your ear in line over your shoulder for a moment. Pausing there. And then dropping your chin down towards your chest on that side. Rolling back to center, chin down towards your chest. Roll it over to that other side, chin down towards that side of your chest. And then when you're ready, lifting your head up to position your ear over your shoulder. Good. All right. I'm going to reach back as we center the head, reaching back, clasping your hands, and we're going to just pull. I'm going to show you what that looks like behind. So I'm just pulling my hands to one side. If they can rest on the outer hip, feel free to hold that. If not, don't worry, just have your feeling a bit of a stretch in that arm and shoulder. Do what feels good. If you'd like to with this arm, the elbows that is out to the side, you can pull it back a little bit. You can also tip your head slightly to this side with this arm on the out. Looks like a wing here. And you're just gently tipping your head over. Holding for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to release. You might keep your hands positioned together, reach through your arms a little bit here. See if your hands will come away from your back for a moment. And then we're going to slide the hands to the other side. So I'm just behind. This is what it looks like behind. You're going to gently pull that elbow back. And if you want to try tipping your head to the other side. So I've got my arm out here. That's the side I'm going to tip over to. You can try the other side and just see what feels better for you. But I'm getting a little bit of a stretch there. One more breath here. As you inhale this time, come back to center, center your arms behind you. This time you might want to widen your feet out a little bit more. And we're going to again reach through the arms. If you need to, you can also hold on to a belt with your hands wider for this one. And when you're breathing in, slowly come back up. Release your arms. Keep your hands clasped together. Try that one more time. Take a big breath in. And on the exhalation, come into this pose. And plant your feet, slowly release. As you come all the way back up. Rolling out your arms, your shoulders, you can shake out a little bit and flow your arms back and forth. Okay, this time inhale the arms up and exhale them down. As you exhale down, also you can come over into a nice wide-legged forward bend. If you want to use support under your hands, feel free. Take one or two more breaths here. We're going to slowly walk the hands over towards, I'm going to come over towards my left foot and I'm transitioning into a lunge. So see how that feels here. And if your legs are pretty tight today, we can come up. I'm going to recommend if you have, I'm hoping you have a blanket beside you to feel comfy. You can place your knee on a blanket and come upright for a moment. Finding your balance here. And on your next breath in, reach your arms up. And on your next breath out, we're going to come over, sinking into the lunge. Another thing you can try is you can take blocks, whatever kind of support you may have. You don't need it, but if you find this more comfortable, you can have your hands supported on blocks, whatever you've got. Pausing here for 2 more breaths. Okay, then starting to release, we're going to come upright again. We're going to bring our upper body over top of our hips. I'm just going to slide out here through this front foot. And again, you might find that having something to hold on to is very helpful to keep your balance for this hamstring stretch. So even just like starting to walk your hands out a little bit, you can have your hands placed on your thigh. Starting to get into this one. Breath here. And stay for about 3 more breaths. Okay, and then I'm just gonna bring myself back into that lunge. So pull your back foot in. I'm gonna transition around to face now sideways on the mat. I'm gonna shoot out this left leg. The right leg is now straight behind me. Just placing your support to the side if you have any. And we're gonna come into the gate pose. So with the left leg out, I'm gonna reach the right arm straight up. And on the exhalation, come over. Pausing here for a few breaths. Oh, awesome. On your next breath in, slowly come back to center. Exhale to release. Okay, we're going to bring this left leg in. We'll change your position so that we're going to face the other side. And we're going to start with that's my left leg. That's what I just did. Right leg in front. Good. And you can do a little movement here before you come deeper into your lunge. I'm just sliding the hands back or the hips back and forth. And when you're ready on your next breath in, you can slowly reach your arms up. And on your breath out, if you'd like to come over. And again, you can use support, loosening up your hips a bit more here. Stay here for 2 more breaths. In the lunge, if you can, try a little bit lower. You can try a little bit lower. When you're ready to come out, we're going to pull the hips back, come back to center, upright, stretching out through that right leg now, toes pointing up, centering your heel. It's nice to use support for this one. You just kind of walk the blocks out a little bit until you find your place here. Just the right amount of sensation in this leg. If you just want to make sure you're not hyperextending that knee, keeping it open instead of feeling like it's tightening or locking backwards. Okay, holding for a few more breaths here. And then on your next breath in, if you want to start to come back up to center. Okay, we're gonna switch and bring that leg out to the side or switch our upper body. So now it's facing forward with the leg out, bringing your other arm up. And on the exhalation, coming into the gate. Pausing here for a few breaths. Just finding that right place, just the right amount of opening, just the right amount of stretch, still comfortable. And then slowly releasing. Okay. And we're going to bring that leg in. And we're going to transition to hands and knees for a moment. If you'd like to, you can keep your folded blanket, if you've hopefully got one, beside you, starting with your knees a little wider. Hands on the floor. We're going to circle out through the hips. Just moving in a nice big circle. Feeling that movement right through your whole upper body. And change directions with that motion. And then we'll come back a little bit, sliding the arms forward. So when you come back, you're just coming back a little bit with the hips, not all the way down towards the feet, but slide your hands forward. Come into that extended puppy pose. Breathing in, coming back, sliding your hands underneath your shoulders again. Looking forward, lifting the chin. Exhaling, arching your back. Continuing with cat-cow for a few more breaths here. Moving slowly with your breath. Feeling that movement right up your back, to your neck, your head. following your breath. This time as you inhale, we're gonna again look forward. I'm gonna pull the hips to the side. And we're gonna let's look to that side. Come back to center, pull your hips slowly to the other side and look to that side. And this time, pulling your hips to the other side, and we're gonna shift and look away from that direction. And then come back to center, shift your hips to the other side and look away. Look back a little bit there. Good. Come back to center. Again, slide your arms into puppy. This time, come right onto your elbows and lower your head down. Hips stay in line with your knees. And pause here. Let's try a variation. Let's bring the head forward and staying on the elbows, but this time I'm going to slide my left hand right behind the right elbow. And then I'm going to lower the head down onto that forearm, pull the hips back. And you feel that stretch a little bit more on that side, on the right side. Next time you inhale, come forward. We're going to switch. So now position your right hand behind the left elbow, directly behind. Lower down with your head, pull back gently with your hips. One more breath here. Next time you inhale, we're going to come forward, both arms, slide your head all the way forward until your thighs start to come down. If you still are on a blanket, you could position it right underneath your pelvis for this one. Feels nice. You could, come right onto your elbows. So your elbows are aligned underneath your shoulders. Your legs are back. You can lift the one leg up slightly off the floor, pull back, do the same with the other side, and then find balance resting on the front of your pelvis. Stay here in the Sphinx for a few more breaths. And just unwinding any tension in your face, your jaw. You might push your arms down, your elbows down just a little bit more. See if that adds a little lift. Your lower belly lifts a little bit. Tilts your pelvis a little bit. So the lower back can lengthen. And just coming right down. So slide the elbows out to the side. Slowly lower down onto your belly and chest, and head relaxes down. Feeling your breath come into your back. And just feel it maybe more in the lower back for right now. We're going to extend the arms out in front slowly. We're still down on the belly, head down. Reach out through your arms. Have your fingertips pointing forward, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. Feel that nice gentle stretch in your back.
As you gently pull forward. You can also here start to come up onto your fingertips, lifting your arms off the floor. And then slide your arms down so that your hands end up underneath your shoulders. We're going to prepare to come off the belly. Okay, so planting down to lift up. Belly lifting right off the mat, slowly coming back, and we're going to come into the child's pose next. So if you want to widen out through your knees, if you'd like to use support here, if you have a bolster, you can slide that bolster underneath your upper body, which feels amazing. You can also just use a blanket if you still have a blanket there. And turn your head to the side if you're using support. If not, if you're coming straight down, head centered. Resting here. Feeling your breath move into your back again, widening through your ribs. Feel that movement of your breath through your body, inhaling, opening, exhaling, releasing. Stay here for 3 more breaths. And at the end of your exhalation, just reach out through your arms, extend them right out in front of you. On the breath coming in, start to come upright again in a table position. And we're going to do one more pose here is to thread the needle. So we'll take the left arm to start out to the side. We'll then come underneath the body, palm facing up, sliding it over to the right until you can come down, resting on that left shoulder, left side of your head for a few breaths. Do a few different things with your right hand. You can slide it out. You can try it, bring it back, or you can just support your body with your hand palm into your mat, right in front of that arm. And stay here for a few more breaths. On your next inhale, plant your right hand down. Slowly come back up. Push into the ground with your hands. Arch your spine. Lift your belly. And come back to center. Bring the right arm out to the side. And then slide it over to the left. Come down. Find the right position for your body here to be comfortable. Find the right position for your left arm and hand. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. And when you're ready, planting your right or left hand down, slowly coming back to table and arching your spine once again. Inhale to release. Okay. We're gonna slide the hands towards the knees, flip both feet to the side to come onto your seat. And we're just gonna come into the butterfly pose. And with the upper body, if you want to reach your hands back behind you, opening here a little bit in with the chest, lifting, the heart lifting. See if that feels good. And then on your exhalation, release that. We're going to slowly come forward just a little bit into the keeping the feet together, knees wide, butterfly pose. This is a nice one to do with support. Supporting the head really, I find, enhances this position. Enhances the ability to relax more deeply into this pose. It's calming for the head, the mind. It's very supportive. Stay here for a few more breaths. Okay, and then you can slowly start to make your way up again. And we're gonna lie down. So you can keep your feet together. You wanna make sure you've got everything you need for ending up in Shavasana, or you'd start off the beginning of this floor, being on the floor practice on your mat, but then at any point, if you want to sneak off to your bed, and you could continue to listen, or you could do your practice completely just on your own in your bed if you're that close to bedtime. I'm just staying in the reclining butterfly for a few more moments. You can press your feet together, press the outer edges of your feet that are in contact with the mat down, opening those hips a little bit more. And to come out of this one, you can slowly press on the thighs, coming back to center. We're gonna just lift up the hips slightly, just to roll down through the lower back, connecting a little bit more with the mat. I'm gonna bring that right knee in towards the chest. And for this one, if you'd like, you can also slide out through your left leg, toes pointing up. Pause here for a few breaths. If it feels good, of course, you can add some movement, rolling through your leg. We're just gonna play around with positioning that right leg over to the left. So if you wanna drop your right foot down to your left leg, reach out through your right arm and come over a little bit with that right leg moving over to the left. You can keep your left hand on the outside of that knee. Come into a bit of a twist here. Breath. You can always support this leg too. It feels pretty awesome.
to put a bolster or something underneath this right leg. And just let your body sink and relax a little bit more. We'll hold here for about 3 or 4 more breaths. When you're ready, you can slowly come back to that starting position, your knee in towards your chest. This time we're going to bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor, and slide the right ankle, the outside of your right ankle onto the front of your left thigh for the reclined pigeon pose. So here we could try just pressing a little bit into this leg with your right hand. If you want to go deeper, you can bring your hands behind your left leg, bring your legs in. You can do a little rock from side to side. Find that central position to stop, to pause here. Keep everything else relaxed, your face, your jaw, your neck. If you'd like, you can also lift up through your left leg. Pull up through the heel a little bit, drop the toes. And then you can release that and slowly come down with your left foot. I'm going to just rock a little bit side to side with keeping that ankle on your thigh. Might even go into a bit of a twist again, bringing both legs towards the left, this time in that different position, ankle to the thigh, dropping your right foot down. Maybe you land on some support that's handy. Okay, and then you can slowly come back to center. I'm gonna bring the right knee in towards the chest again. Keep the knee in, hands behind your leg if you can there. Lift your foot up. If you want, you can also grab around your big toe with your first 2 fingers here. You can also add straightening out with your other leg if you'd like to try that. And we'll begin to release. Bend that left knee again, left foot to the floor. Release through your right leg. Bring the right foot down. Pausing here for a moment. Rocking your head from side to side. When you're ready, we'll begin on the other side. If you'd like to bring that left leg in. Pausing here. You can slide out through your right leg, connecting the back center heel. Toes lifted up. And then we'll just add a bit of movement to that leg. You can roll the left leg around. Rock it from side to side. and preparing to come into that twist. If you'd like to work with support, if you have something, a couple of blocks also works, but bolster is really nice. You can come over and rest that leg on the support. Reach out through your opposite arm and just rest your breathing. Long exhalation, triggering that relaxation response. Your whole body relaxes with a longer exhalation. Definitely something you want to bring into your nighttime routine is just a few deep breaths before bed, in bed, helping to unwind, release, and settle in for a deeper sleep. Okay, so on your next inhale, you're going to slowly make your way back to center with that leg, coming back to our starting position. We're going to bend the right knee, foot on the floor. Position the left ankle, outer side of your ankle on the front of your right thigh. Do a little pushing with this left hand into that inner thigh. Or if you'd like to go deeper, you can slide your hands behind your right knee, coming into this reclined pigeon pose. You can also use support. So if it didn't feel good to hold the hands here or hold around the leg here, you can always put something underneath, maybe something that doesn't roll, like a bolster, but a couple blocks. You can even try this one at the wall or beside a couch, in front of a couch. And lift up through that right leg, stretch it up, lift up to the heel, toes coming down. And then we'll release that right foot down and come back to knee in towards the chest on the left side. And if you want, you can go into that half happy baby pose. We're gonna keep the knee in towards the shoulder and lift through the foot. Connect the first two fingers around the big toe. And if you'd like, you can also slide out to your right leg. Okay, we're gonna bend the right leg again, slowly release the left side. Before we come down with that foot though, let's hug both knees in towards the chest, rock a little bit from side to side. You can roll a little bit. This is a pose that you, well, these last few poses for sure you can do in your bed if you feel like it. I am going to recommend one more pose. This one maybe not as suitable for in the bed. So I'm going to let you decide if you're ready for more just Shavasana Or if you want to try one more pose, I do highly recommend before bed. Also, I do this one actually in my bed. It's my magic pose when I can't sleep at night. It's the legs up the wall. So when I'm in bed, it's not too often that I can't sleep. So I usually fall asleep right away. But there's the odd time that I wake up in the middle of the night, can't get back to sleep. So I will just stay in bed and this is my headboard where the wall is. I will just shimmy my body the other way. I'll turn the opposite direction. To come into the legs of the wall, you would bring your hips right at the wall, as close as you can get, okay, on your side here, and then slide both legs up. Okay, if you're not right against the wall, that's okay. So this is what I do right from in bed sometimes when I can't sleep. Again, it is my magic pose. It works so well. Everybody's different, but I also do recommend, if that feels like quite a bit of an opening, but even just to add a bit of an inversion, you can slide a cushion block, even a bolster underneath your back. So you would bend your knees, lift up your hips and slide something underneath there. If you'd like, you can cover your eyes too. That's always nice. You can cover up if you're getting cool. Even just to cover your upper body here, part of your legs. This is a lovely way to help any energy stagnation in your lower half of your body, your legs, ankles, and feet. We can tend, again, like I was mentioning at the beginning, we tend to get a little sluggish. Being, maybe sitting throughout the day or even standing for long periods. This is reversing the effects of gravity and helping relieve tired, achy legs. So just experience this here for yourself. If you're doing a pose like this, if you don't have a wall close to you, I do this one just with support as well in the middle of the room with a block or bolster underneath the hips, lifting the legs up. It requires a little bit more core strength. You can also put your legs on a chair. You can also crawl into bed at this time. So you can hold legs up the wall as long as you'd like. Anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes is great. You can hold it even longer if you have time. It's one of the best restorative postures there is. You can also do a couple of variations here. If you want to come back into the butterfly pose, you could slide your knees apart, feet to get soles of your feet to come together, pressing gently into your thighs. I'm going to leave you here with a choice. If you'd like to stay here longer, please do. If you'd like to try different variations, widening out your legs, bringing one leg off the wall, feel free. But I'll leave you there if you're, I'm going to come back down into more of a flat position on the mat, but first just rolling over onto the side. Whenever you're ready to come out, staying there. You don't want to rush up, just sitting. Okay. And then just to lie down for a little bit more. Again, you could be sneaking off to your bed at this point. Covering up with a blanket. Maybe putting an eye mask on, an eye cover. You could slide something underneath your legs. If you are continuing to practice on your mat, in Shavasana, just allow yourself a few more moments to deeply release and let go. Release tension everywhere through your jaw, your face, teeth apart. Feel the connection points to the back of your head, sinking and settling to the backs of your shoulders, then your arms, heavy sinking through your back, right down to your hips. Moving down your legs, feeling wherever your legs are in contact with the floor, the mat support. Right down to the backs of your heels. Completely releasing, relaxing everywhere. Conscious rest. A wonderful preparation for a good night's sleep. You're welcome to stay longer. I'm going to begin to shift and move out now, just wiggling your toes and your fingers if you're still there. Deepening your breath, rocking your head. And then you can slowly come back to center with your head, bending your knees, and beginning to shift over to the side. Again, take your time. It's good to keep your pace slow. It really helps to reset your rhythm for sleep. So whatever you're going to do now, just honoring this place of relaxation and peacefulness, honoring yourself. It's so wonderful you took time today to practice, to do something so wonderful for yourself. Take a moment to honor your entire being. How unique and special that you are. I always like to end with a bit of gratitude. You can invoke that quality within yourself by reminding yourself of all the things that you have in your life right now that are so wonderful. And thank you so much for practicing yoga with me tonight. I hope you have a wonderful sleep, and we'll see you again soon.